All right, let's jump right in. We're going to break down a super powerful framework. It's designed specifically for navigating, those middle years of life. A time that can feel like it's full of immense pressure, but here's the thing. It's also packed with incredible potential.
So this really gets to the heart of it, right? We hear about the midlife crisis all the time. But is it really a crisis we just have to get through? Or is it a crossroads, a point where we get to make a profound choice? This framework we're talking about, it argues pretty strongly for the second one. It's about being intentional, not just reacting to whatever life throws at you.
Okay, so first things first, we've got to understand the landscape. Let's reframe this. We're not looking at midlife as some kind of problem to be solved. Think of it more like a really complex and sometimes challenging maze. And if you're going to navigate a maze, you need a new way of thinking. You need a map.
And the pressures inside this maze? Man, they are so real. I bet this sounds familiar to a lot of you. That feeling of being the sandwich generation, right? Pulled in a million directions at once. You've got aging parents to care for, kids to support, your career is shifting, and on top of all that, this little voice inside starts getting louder, asking these huge questions about legacy and what really matters. It's a lot. It can be totally overwhelming.
So, if that's the maze, then what's the map? Well, that's what we're here to talk about. This is the heart of it all, the EL mentality. It's this really clear, kind of elegant framework that's designed to bring a little bit of order to all that chaos and, show you a path forward.
Okay, so what is this thing exactly? Well, the EL mentality is this powerful blend of three key ideas. You've got divine wisdom, which we'll call L. Then there's visionary insight, symbolized by the eagle. And finally, resilient action, represented by the lion. It's all about weaving these three pillars together so you can live with real strength and purpose. So let's break each one down.
And here's how it all clicks together. It's like a simple but really profound equation. You take wisdom from owl, you add the vision of the eagle, and you combine it with the action of the lion. And what do you get? Purpose. When you anchor yourself in wisdom, get a clear vision, and then actually do something about it with courage, that's where a life of authentic purpose comes from.
All right, let's start with that first piece, the foundation for everything else. This is the anchor. This is Elvimov, the spiritual core.
So the word L itself, it signifies strength and power. In this framework, it's all about finding a stable anchor, something you can hold on to when the tides are changing. And let's be real, in midlife, the tides are always changing, right? Your career, your family, your health, it's all in flux. This is your anchor in that storm. So how do you actually do this? How do you cultivate L? Well, step one is to just deepen that spiritual connection. That could be prayer, meditation, even just walking in nature, whatever connects you to your core values. Step two, learn to pause. Before you make those big decisions, just pause and listen to that inner guidance, your intuition. And finally, step three, practice gratitude and humility. Acknowledging what you have is a powerful way to fight off feeling stuck and stay open to growth. Okay, so once your anchor is firmly set, it's time to look up. This brings us to the second pillar, which is all about gaining a new perspective, the visionary aspect of the eagle.
Think about the eagle for a second. It's such a powerful symbol, right? Why? Because it can soar way, way up, high above everything on the ground. It can see the whole landscape. And that's what this part is about, getting that big picture view, thinking strategically, and, this is key, being ready for transformative renewal. So what does that look like in real life? Step one, get that high-level view. You got to metaphorically ascend, Look at your life from a 5, 10, even 20-year perspective. Step two, once you have a goal, you execute with eagle-like precision. Laser focus. Eliminate all the distractions. And step three, and this one's amazing, embrace the storms. See, an eagle actually uses the updrafts from a storm to fly higher with less effort. This mentality is about using challenges, using adversity as an opportunity to rise higher and get stronger. So what it really comes down to is a choice. You can see it right here. On one side, you have stagnation, sticking with the same old habits, the same limiting beliefs, just clinging to the past. Or you can choose renewal. You can embrace lifelong learning, open yourself up to new ideas, basically reinvent yourself. It's not a one-time thing. It's an active, ongoing process of growth.
All right, so we've got our spiritual anchor set with L. We've got our high-level vision with the eagle. But let's be honest, a vision without action is, well, it's just a daydream, right? And that's where our third and final pillar comes in. This is the courageous aspect of the lion. When you think of a lion, you think of strength, courageous leadership,
and loyal protection. That's what this is about. It's about embodying that strength, but also that sense of responsibility for your pride. And your pride can be your family, your team at work, your whole community. It's about protecting and leading them well.
So how do you bring this to life? Step 1. Act with courage. Don't shy away from those difficult conversations or those bold, necessary steps. You know the ones I'm talking about. Step 2. Empower your pride. Don't just command. Lead with compassion. Mentor people. Build them up. And step 3, and please listen to this one because it's so often overlooked, practice strategic rest. Even a lion has to rest. True strength requires recovery. Burnout is not a badge of honor.
So there you have it, the 3 pillars. The wisdom of L, the vision of the eagle, the courage of the lion. That all sounds great in theory, but the big question is, how do you actually weave this into your day-to-day, crazy busy life? Okay, let's get super practical.
Look, this doesn't have to be complicated. It's about building small, consistent habits. For example, a morning reflection. Just a few minutes to connect with that L wisdom. Envision your priorities for the day like the eagle and prepare for challenges like the lion. Then, maybe a weekly review. Take a half hour on Sunday to look at your long-term vision, see where you need to renew things, and plan how you're going to lead your pride. And maybe the easiest one, mindful moments. Just pause a few times a day, take a breath, and ask yourself a simple question. Am I using my wisdom, my focus, and my courage right now?
You see, in the end, the EL mentality isn't just a cool idea. It's a practice. It's a real, usable map for turning that midlife crossroads into a launch pad. A launch pad for strength, for purpose, for your legacy. So the only question that's really left is the one you see on the screen. If you truly integrate this wisdom, this vision, and this courage into your life, what new heights will you soar to?